This week was cut short because I went on a little fishing trip and got back Wednesday. So this week we only have 3 trading days. And my way back from the fishing trip should serve as a reminder that I'm not a guru that rides on jets. I'm a guy that sits awkwardly front facing all the other passengers on the plane. Well, it is Wednesday, guys. I just came back yesterday evening and today is the official first day of the 100K challenge. So what I'm looking at with gold right now is we're obviously in a downtrend, and with the London Open, it had a very aggressive open to the downside. Now what I'm looking for is for it to come back up a little bit, but then make a lower high, and then I'm looking to enter this short. I think somewhere in this area, we'll see how it reacts off this level, and then we'll enter the short and hopefully ride it for a new lower low. What is interesting is that Euro USD is also in a downtrend, yes, but it already has reacted, and we could be potentially looking for a short with this one as well. So that will be my 2 trades for this session. And yeah, that's because we're overall in a downtrend, guys. As you guys can see, it can still make a volatile move to the upside, so I want to see it like really react in a negative way. And all right, guys, now with Euro USD, I just watched it get a pretty strong reaction off of this level of these previous highs over here. I just inverted the chart, so reversely, as you guys can see, it's creating higher lows. So I think it might continue in this trend. Let's see, guys, if this reaction really pays off, then I'll enter. And we have just entered the trade, but we have a stop loss over here, 250, take profit 500. I might go for a 1 to 3, so even 750. Meanwhile, it looks like gold, didn't give us that lower high, so we couldn't get a good entry on that. It might still come back, but I'm also going to be looking for other things to enter. And I don't really see a good entry for this one. Yeah, let's go for a little scalp with Great British Pound JPY. And so I'm going to enter 250 again, 250 lots, and we're going to go for a little scalp. To be honest, I would have actually liked to enter it with a smaller lot size and put the stop loss somewhere around here. So that might have been a little bit too rushed. And so it started to go into profit, but then it eventually hit our stop loss. So we took the first L minus 0.25%. So for the London session, we still have 1 trade. So we see the head and shoulders pattern. If it breaks this, head, then it's pretty much over and the pattern will be disqualified. But for right now, I do think that it is, creating a head and shoulders pattern. If it does, we'll actually end up positive for the London session. And if it doesn't, I've actually lowered the risk, so we're only risking $150 for this trade. Good news, the head and shoulders pattern is in effect, and we are nicely in profit now as well. All right, guys, it is the US Open right now, and gold is starting to go already. So we're gonna enter it right now. There we go. Another SL hit, and looks like Euro USD is starting to reverse as well. What I will do is I'll enter another one, last one for gold, and we're gonna put the stop loss right here, and that's the last trade for the day. Looks like the second entry worked. It seems that it just created this fake out, and then now it seems to be going down. As far as Euro USD, a little bit sus, but we'll see. I don't like these long wicks that it's making. There's news coming as well in about an hour, so it's going to get interesting. Well, guys, nothing we can do but let these positions run. Let's see, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't know, kind of weird price action. News is going to come in 10 minutes as well, so we're going to see how that plays out. It could go horribly wrong, and it could just be a super bad day, or we could be in some profit. Let's see. So this whole day was a total disaster. I was still hopeful that the news would have something positive for me. But then sadly, when the news hit, it absolutely destroyed me, and we ended up with a 1% loss. So that night I went to bed with a really bad feeling. How am I exposing all these scammers and looking so bad? Losing all my 4 trades, 0 wins. So I had to come back with a vengeance the next day, and I saw this opportunity in the pre-market of the London session, and I just went aggressively on this trade. I entered 3 positions on gold. One of them was a 5-lot position and 2 of them were 1-lot positions, and I also entered a 3-lot position on Euro USD. Now I did break the rules a little bit, but more on that later. Let's see how it goes. So it's only day 2 and I broke the rules a little bit today, but the trades are all in a positive stop loss. So even if stop loss hits, all of our trades are in a positive. And to be honest, I was still risking 1%. So combined with all trades, I was just risking 1%. So it wasn't too bad. I'm just waiting for the last final push to close out the big position, which was the 5-lot position. So just waiting for this one. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's the push that I wanted to see. We're closing out that one. Now I just put myself in the middle. As you guys can see, we actually ended up with a positive. So I had to right the wrong from yesterday. I had to do it and had to go a little bit more aggressive than I originally planned. So I twisted the rules a little bit. Okay, so I wasn't doing 0.25% per trade, but I was doing it kind of combined, 1%. So it was a little bit of a, twisting of the rules, but hey, sometimes you got to bend the rules a little bit to your advantage. Now, the rest, I actually want to hold all the way up here. We're pretty much, risking positive. If these things break with the London Open, it would be absolutely massive, and we can maybe, ride this trend shift, because it's been in a downtrend for a while. But what if it actually reverses and starts, moving upwards like massively, and we catch that whole shift, that would be insane. So I'll close out one more and then we'll leave the other one. Now, yes, I used up all my trades, but that was for a reason. We have non-farm tomorrow as well. Non-farm is coming. So you know what it is? We just take it slow. We just don't really want to do the New York session today and tomorrow. So I'm just going to be using up my trades in the London session, and maybe this will go super well and we'll just ride some kind of crazy uptrend. So what we got going on, guys, perhaps is a W pattern forming, which could be, it's a bullish pattern. It's, what you could call a double bottom. So if it breaks this, we could see potentially a super bullish move. Now, my bias is towards the downside, but, we can't ignore this thing going on, Wow, guys, meanwhile, gold is blasting. It's absolutely blasting through the previous highs. We could definitely have a nice runner today on our hands. I'm aiming for 1% with this trade, and it's not too far, guys. It's not too far away. Even after the London Open, gold was still pushing volatility, but I wanted to minimize the risk, so this is how I did it. All right, guys, so what I just did was I put the stop loss here. If it continues in this massive uptrend, yeah, we're good, we're solid, we're going to reach our TP. If not, we're going to get out with $500 on this position and $100 with this position. So from what it looks like, it's going to continue, but it is already massively overbought, so it could also come crashing down. So that's why I'm putting the stop loss over here. If it continues in this trend, then right now it's consolidating and it could make another move up, but otherwise it could come crashing down. So that's why. Wow, guys, we literally hit TP with that gold trade. It just kept going. I put the stop loss over here. Remember, guys, I put it over here and it just kept going. Didn't hit the stop loss. It's just trending. It's going wild. Probably could have even held it for longer, but I think it's going to have a little retracement before it really goes. But we still got Euro USD. but I'm just going to grab the 0.25%. We're out. We're done for the day. 1.7% up. So as I started to do my analysis for day 3, I did remember that I broke another rule yesterday. I'll just enter a very small position. I'll enter 0.10 lots. That's small. And I ended up closing it with $50 profit. Now, since I broke that rule, I decided to put in some punishments. So every time I break one of the rules, the next day I will get to risk even less than before. So instead of risking 0.25% per trade, I only get to risk 0.125%. This way it ensures that I actually stay on course with the rules that I set on episode 1. So with that in mind, I decided to go for an EJ and GJ short. Just simply by following the trend, I like the reaction that it gave off the EMAs. I had to enter quite small because we only could risk $125 per trade, but I decided that I didn't even need that much, so I only decided to risk about $70-80 per trade. The trades immediately started to go into profit. We had a little retracement, but then it started to really move towards the downside. And as you guys can see, I also moved the stop loss to entry, so we're risking $0 on this trade. And I saw it retrace a little bit, so I decided to use my other 2 trades on the setup as well. Again, very tight stop loss. I saw the momentum. I saw that 5-minute candle coming in and rejecting the previous candle, and eventually it started to go in my direction. Then it broke the previous low and I lowered the stop losses again so that if the stop loss gets triggered, both trades would be in break even. And I thought that maybe with NFP coming out later today, we would have a potential runner on our hands. Then the trade started to retrace again, and for a while it looked like it was going to get rejected again and move in our direction. But at this point, I knew that it was over. It just started to look a little bit bullish to me. And so we ended up the day with 0 profit. We finished the week with 1.7% profit and 1 profitable trading day. Now you could say that with GJ I could have taken the profits when it was 700 in profit because it was already a crazy RR, or that with gold I could have held it for longer since it's created the W pattern and it did break that. But the other possibility would have been that it could have also retraced, got me out of the trades, and those moves are more common than these types of massive moves. What I will say is that on day 1 I made some huge mistakes. When I saw these candles wick with Euro USD, I should have gotten out. I knew that it was not going to go well. It was at a 1-to-1 risk ratio. It was fine. I could have taken profit, but I didn't. With GJ, I was risking too much. I put in a too high of a lot size. I got wicked out. It could have been a really nice move, but it was just because I was risking too much. Adjusting to the 0.25% on the first day kind of knocked me out there. As well as on gold, I made the same mistake. I risked a little bit too much on the lot size, got wicked out, got in again, but with a smaller lot size. So losing 2 trades like that because of one mistake, it could have been 1 trade, but I lost 2. So these are things to keep in mind for next week. Yesterday went great, even though I broke some of the rules. And today I'm happy because I didn't break any of the rules. The market didn't go in my direction, but hey, it's fine. Guys, 5%ers is my favorite prop firm, so if you do want a little discount, there's a link in the description for 5% off. It's really the best trading conditions, prices are good. There's 3 different challenges. You guys know the deal from all the prop firm comparisons that I've done. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope to see you in the next one. To be continued.